Hello, 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 everybody. I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. It is Tuesday, and you guys know what go down here on Tuesday. Wife Chat goes down here on Tuesday. So do me a huge, huge favor. Make sure you're hitting the share button and letting all my one sexy wives know that Wife Chat is going down. And so, again, I pray that your week is off to an amazing start. For me, my week is off to a busy start, but a good start. Getting prepared for the holidays, just trying to make sure that I plan and wrap up my year. Just a lot of stuff going on. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. Do me a huge favor and put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. And so, again, thank you guys for getting on. I appreciate you. Please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. And again, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. I appreciate you. I really do. Well, this chat tonight is one that is a little confusing to me as well. And I'm going to give a precursor. For me, I'm an open book. You can pretty much send me anything that you want to talk about for Wife Chat, but please try to give me as many details as possible. And also, know that I'm going to respond and tell you when I'm doing your chat. And I did this chat, I'm doing this chat. I don't have a lot of information, but I'm doing this chat because I think it's very relevant to the holidays that we're about to, approach on, right? And I want to make sure that I go with the relevant stuff that is going to affect as many people as possible. And we all have been in situations where we're dealing with a significant other or something like that. So this chat comes from a husband in New Jersey, and this is what he says: my wife's ex-husband is still friends with her brother, and we will be visiting her family for the holidays. What should I do? Because I don't like that he is really good friends with her brother, and her family still considers him part of their family. They do share one child together, but they have been separated and divorced for over 5 years. We have been married a year and a half. Please help me understand what I should do over the holidays. Okay. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure that you put in the chat where you're joining me from, because I would absolutely love, love, love to give you a shout out. Now, with this situation, of course, I fired back and asked a whole bunch of questions that I did not get a response to. So I'm going to read you guys the questions that I asked him, because yeah, this is crazy. And I also asked Mr. Crowder what would he do in the situation if I had an ex-husband and my family had invited my ex-husband to the dinner. I don't have an ex-husband. I asked him the question, right? And because I wanted to get a male's perspective on how this kind of situation would make you guys feel. Okay, but he came up with some questions and I did too. So one of the first question is, first of all, why is her family still inviting him as a family member, knowing that she is married, she's remarried? That's my first question, right? And again, I don't know the back end story. I don't know the family dynamics. I don't know any of those things. But that's my first question is, why is her family still inviting the ex-husband, knowing that she's remarried? Because that's disrespectful. Number two is, why is does the new husband and the brother and the family not get along? Because if they got along and had any respect for him, they wouldn't have invited the ex-husband. That's just the way Gil and I was looking at it, because it's like, why would you invite this other guy when your sister and your daughter and your son, or all of those people, she's already remarried. So why would you put her in that position? So that's another thing. Number 3, what is your thoughts? What does your wife think about this situation? Why is she okay with the ex-husband coming, knowing that she's bringing her new husband and she's moved on? That's a question that I have. And then number 4, have the current husband and the ex-husband ever had an altercation to make him, not be good with going to the holidays at her parents' house? So those are the questions that Gil and I thought about and was asking, and they're valid questions, because again, I don't have a lot of things to pull from, but I'm going to try to help this young man really figure out what he should do. Okay. The first thing, again, is he needs to talk to his wife and tell his wife how uncomfortable this situation makes him feel when dealing with the family inviting her ex-husband, because to me it's downright disrespectful. Now let me give you a precursor. I have been in a situation where my mom, my dad, and my dad's new wife all got along, but they were divorced and they was done with each other, and my dad and my mom remained friends till the day my mom passed away. And Mama Pam, who is still with my dad, she was just incorporated into our family. But that was a little different because my mom and dad were totally done, but they still had a relationship even after we became adults. So I've seen it done before, but they had established boundaries and all of those kind of things years before they even got a divorce. Okay, so my thing is, have a conversation to begin with your wife and see where her head is, and see why does she think this is okay for them to invite him in the first place. Number 2, I really think, and this is just me, I think that they both should decline, the husband and wife should decline going to Thanksgiving, because it is a very awkward situation. Now, I understand that they do share a child together, right? But I'm sure that the visitations and all those kind of things have already been worked out. And my question is why can't he go have Thanksgiving with his family and leave her family alone, being that she has a new relationship that she has moved on to? It's just not making sense to me. And so I really, really think that this husband and wife should team up and decline going to Thanksgiving if it makes her husband that uncomfortable. Because especially if there has been conflicts in the past, especially if they don't get along, and especially if the ex-husband, again, that's another question. Did the wife leave the husband, or did the husband leave the wife? See, it's all of these different questions that I don't have answers to, because again, the new husband's job and being a man is wanting to protect, not wanting to feel disrespected, wanting to be welcomed into the family, all of those different dynamics. But if the family is not accepting him, and if the family is still team first husband, then the wife needs to step in and make a decision and say, you know what, we're not going. We're not going to do this because that's disrespectful to my husband, right? I understand that you want to spend the holidays with your family and friends. I get it. But sometimes you have to decline because your spouse is your first priority. Not a turkey, not anybody else. When you stood up and said, I do, you made your spouse your first priority because they're the only walking, talking, living, breathing person that you cut a covenant with. And so for me, if I had to choose between going to my family's house with my ex-husband there, if that made Gil feel uncomfortable, I would have to decline. And so I hope and pray that this helps this young man. And for real, if your wife is like, no, we have to go and whatever, my thing to you is exercise discipline. Don't engage if he and the brother get off the chain. Don't engage, and tell your wife, I'm feeling uncomfortable and we need to leave, because at the end of the day, you guys still have a marriage and you guys have a new marriage, and you don't want to ruin it with the holidays dealing with an ex-spouse that might still want the relationship, still be bitter. You don't never know what's going on behind the scenes. Okay. I love you guys to pieces. None of you guys put in the chat where you were listening to me from, but I see there's a lot of you guys on here. And so again, hopefully this helps somebody. If you guys need me, you guys know how to find me. You can go to my website, schedule a free 15-minute discovery call. I'm not trying to sell you nothing. I'm just trying to help you with one tool or one strategy to get you the help that you need. Also, if you want me to talk about anything on Wife Chat, please inbox me. But make sure that you put just more than just your name and where you're from. Give me some details, because I do want to help you guys. But sometimes with these kind of situations, it makes it very hard for me to give you good, solid advice when I have 5 other questions before I can answer your question. Okay. Hi, Roberto from the DMV. All right. You all right with me? DMV. Thank you so much for coming into my DM and letting me know the chat. Let me know where you're listening from. I appreciate you for supporting my YouTube channel as well. I appreciate everybody for supporting me on all of my social media platforms. I want you guys to continue to pray with me and for me as we go into the second half of taping of Dr. Gail on Love, Sex, and Marriage. So we're going to wrap that up and get it ready to go to some networks. So I'm excited about that, but you guys continue to pray for that. Hi, Juliana. Washington State is a pretty, I felt jealous of my husband. You're just ignorant. You're very ignorant, and I'm about to block you because you just could not you just couldn't act right on my channel. You guys don't come on my channel trying to be ignorant and putting porn and all kind of crazy stuff on my timeline. It's not gonna work. That's ridiculous. Anyway, just craziness. I'm sorry. I just can't go for it. If you want to be seen, I give you a shout out, but don't come on there putting some porn and some crazy stuff on my timeline. It's not gonna work, and you're not gonna get your 2 seconds of fame either. Anyway, you guys, if you need me, you know how to contact me. I'll be on here next Tuesday. Again, you guys have an amazing week. I love you guys to pieces. And again, thank you guys so much for supporting me and everything. I truly appreciate you guys. And again, if you want me to do a wife chat, nothing's off limit. I appreciate you.